The message is the false gods are getting nervous. We have been determining our value on a system that told us we wasn't good enough. And the only way we can actually become good enough is by conforming to their system. And their system is based upon idol worshiping. It is based upon physical attributes that says this is what makes a person. Yet we sit up here and strive to get to these attributes, not knowing that we are letting our image that was created for us go. We're ultimately putting their system up on a pedestal to say, this is what a good life looks like. This is what happiness looks like. And we are out here prostituting ourselves for them, for their image, to keep their system going. They already told you you wasn't good enough. So why don't you show them that you're not good enough and not conform? We have allowed this to even prostitute God. It used to be, what can we do for God? Now it's, what can God do for us? Can God get us out of this situation? Can God turn a miracle into us? See, God has been weaponized between two groups, those that have and those that have not. Well, it's the reason why you don't have God is why you do not have. And the reason why you have not is because you're without God. So when we get into these attributes, the weaponization of the trajectory of God was supposed to be for unity, not separation. It was supposed to be for love, not for riches. But we allowed them to turn God into an idol of something we strive for. See, the mind is the place that creates everything in reality. And no, this is not no woo-woo stuff. It is your motivation comes from your mind. Your trajectory in life comes from your mind. It is all a push and pull through your mind and the physical reality. It is two people having a conversation, yourself and the world. How do you want to show up in the world? Do you want to keep perpetuating the trauma that you have endured all of your life, that your ancestors have endured? We talk about family trauma, but we don't talk about world traumas. We are living in world traumas where we say we have to keep doing things this way. But nothing is written in stone. We have constitutions that was written 100 years ago. But that doesn't mean it has to be like that. Would you take medicine that was over 100 years old? I don't think so. So we have to come into the forefront of change. We cannot worship idols no more because idol worshiping challenges supremacy. Supremacy challenges inferiority. It's an energy system of what is actually happening. So now that we are idols, we're saying people are less than. What does this do? Now these people want to pull us down. To become a king, you have to kill a king. And now you see all the turbulence. When we're in horizontal relationships, there is no turbulence. You know, Sigmund Freud talked about these superior and inferior relationships. But there was a little known therapist, I can't think of his name at the time, that was talking about get away from the past. Start in the present. You know, the mother and child is based on an inferior and superior relationship. The boss and coworker, inferior and superior relationship. All these attributes were based upon inferior and superior relationships. What does the world look like when we are actually in a horizontal relationship? There is not that much conflict. There is compassion, understanding, reason. But if we do not allow ourselves to actually make a change in the world, we're just going to keep living in a system of chaos. It was in the garden that we were equal until we learned separation. This is why Lucifer's greatest attribute is separation. Remember, Lucifer couldn't bow in the garden because he felt like he was greater, inferior, and superior. You see the thing that has been plaguing our society forever. And it's only when we overcome these obstacles and we actually try to make something better that we can come into the forefront of living a different life. The future is happening now if you allow it, or the past can become our future if we do not change. Destinies are always left unwritten until you decide to do the same thing. Why not take our power back and our destiny and become something different? I want to close with this. Carl Jung's individuation process is about becoming who you are and then joining into society. And this is a path that most people have to travel. But what if that is the flaw? Because it was society that told you wasn't good enough. And you had to go to discover who you was in that society to become something. Society is rooted in individuation. So if you don't fit into individuation, you have to become an individual. You have to become an idol. What is a world without idols? A world of harmony. You do not have wars, you do not have diseases, or you do not have this because life stops being profitable, and it starts to be harmony. We have to break away from the false gods that we have been entrapped to, or else we are going to be living on a dying planet instead of a living world.